Alright, we are now shifting our focus and getting you some very important details. Two stories that have come to light from across the country where women are being institutionally targeted. In Bhuj, over 60 girl students who were made to strip to prove that they were not menstruating, and this was done by their college principal. This incident that has sparked off a massive controversy across the country, and the National Commission for Women who have taken note of the case. Also in Amravati in Maharashtra, where a college forced students to take a very absurd oath. They actually asked students to make a promise that they will not love anyone or marry someone out of love. Straight away cutting across to my colleague Priyanka, who's joining us live on this broadcast. And Priyanka, this is as bizarre as it can get, rather shocking that people still have such kind of a mentality, and how women are being targeted, that to being asked to do something like this. First, take us through the details of both these stories that have emerged and what the National Commission of Women is doing about it.
Well, absolutely disgusting, this incident that has come out from Bhuj, because we have just spoken to the trustee, and even now the trustee says that it is the responsibility of the hostel to, just to back up, there were 68 students, girl students, who were taken to the washroom by the principal and the warden of this hostel of a college in Bhuj that's called Sri Shahjahanand Institute of Girls, and that's where they were asked to strip down. The principal wanted to check whether or not these girls were actually menstruating, because they were supposed to go take them to the temple. So this is something that has come out from Bhuj, where the principal and the warden both made 68 girls stand in a line and embarrassed them and outraged their modesty, made them strip down just to check whether or not they were menstruating, because it was against their quote-unquote culture that a girl who is menstruating cannot enter into a temple. Be that as it may, but is it really necessary for all of them to actually check it physically? This is the statement that has come out from the students as well, because they had said that it was really humiliating that they were made to stand in a line and made to categorically strip down so that the principal and the warden could check whether or not these girls were menstruating. And after this incident took place, these girls went back to their parents, where they complained to their parents that this is something that has happened. And outraged, the parents went to the college and asked them to take some kind of action. But even then, there was no action taken. In fact, the trustee had said that this is the matter of the hostel, not the college. The college is under our jurisdiction. The hostel is not. And we don't know what really goes on in the hostel. However, we were able to speak to the trustee just a few minutes back, and he has said that he has taken the decision. In fact, all the trustees have taken a decision to fire the principal and the warden, both of whom had paraded these 68 girls into the washroom and made them strip down their clothes just to check that they were menstruating or not. However, and we're also being told that the NCW has taken action. The state commissioner had sent out a team to Bhuj to make sure that there is some kind of action taken, and the people who had perpetrated this are brought to book. And that's why the NCW team has already gone there. The police team has already gone there to make sure that they take statements and all of that. However, no official FIR as of now, we're being told, has been registered in the Bhuj police station. And what we also heard from the NCW chief, Rekha Sharma, that she will also be sending another team from Delhi to Bhuj tomorrow, where there will be investigation to make sure that they find out what really happened with these 68 girls, and also that who is really responsible, because it is, like you very rightly said, an institutionalized humiliation of the girls as well, because what gave the audacity to these principals and wardens to carry out this kind of an action if they were not backed with this kind of a culture in the entire institution, where they were aggressively checked whether or not they were menstruating, because these kind of incidents don't happen out of the blue. This was just one step further, because girls have also given out their statements that the teachers and the wardens and the principals were very aggressive in this rule, that they would want to, confront these girls on whether or not they were menstruating. And after that is when finally these girls were taken to the washroom, made to strip down, and made to be checked of whether or not they were menstruating.
Hear or imagine what must have happened with these girls, and imagine they actually had to go through that ordeal, their dignity that was taken away from them, and It is disgusting, is the least to say, that such misogyny, such a mindset that still exists. And Priyanka, let's also understand that these are stories that are emerging from across the country, Gujarat and Maharashtra, that we are talking about right now. So this is really a larger problem that we are looking at.
Oh, absolutely. Just this incident of Bhuj, another incident of Maharashtra, where they were made to take an oath of not to ever fall in love or carry out love marriages. And apart from that, also this being a Valentine's Day, where we saw Bajrang Dal leaders carrying out lathi charges on couples who were sitting in Ahmedabad as well. So these are, of course, too many worrying instances that have come out from across the country, specifically Bhuj, Ahmedabad and Maharashtra, where where girls have been targeted, where women are being targeted with this kind of misogynistic mindset of these people who have been misguidedly thinking that they are the custodians of our society, that they will be directing how and when and in what manner will the girls and the women will have to behave. And that is what today we have seen very sadly across the country, where these kind of incidents have come out, specifically from these fringe groups and also from these institutionalized quote-unquote educated teachers and principals and wardens who are still carrying out, who still have a very regressive mindset, and they're in fact targeting girls. And the kind of humiliation and the kind of mental trauma that these girls will actually have to go through is something that we can't even define as of now. But of course, to just think about these teenagers being exploited by somebody that they think
Absolutely.
is a person in authority, and then of course being told that this is backed by our
Priyanka,
culture.
looking at the broader picture, one would talk about democracy, the right to freedom, the right to live. But this is as basic as the dignity of a woman that is at stake, and immediate cognizance that needs to be taken when it comes to these kind of cases that are emerging. For the moment, Priyanka, thank you for joining us.